like to invite you to watch the English Chinese news on the Central Television channel of Dong Nai Province. On the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South and national reunification, April 30th, 1975, April 30th, 2025. Yesterday, the delegation of the Party Central Committee, the President, the National Assembly, the government, and the Central Committee of the Vietnam Phalang Front led risks visited President Ho Chi Minh's mausoleum and offered incense to commemorate the heroic martyrs at the monument to the heroic martyrs on Baxter Street. The delegation's wreath bears the inscription, "Forever grateful to the great President Ho Chi Minh." Before the spirit of President Ho Chi Minh, the delegation expressed their infinite gratitude and respectfully remember his great contributions to the revolutionary course of our party and nation. He devoted his whole life to the people and the country, leading our party and people to glorious victories. The delegation then laid wreaths and offered incense to commemorate the heroic martyrs at the monument to the heroic martyrs on Baxter Street. Dong Nai Provincial Political School yesterday held a scientific seminar, The Great Victory of Spring 1975, the Strength of Great National Unity, the Desire for Peace, National Independence, and the Will to Unify the Country. In her opening speech at the conference, Vice Principal of Dong Nai Provincial Political School, Vũ Thị Nghĩa, emphasized the victory of April 30th, 1975 was a great achievement in the course of national liberation and social liberation led by the party and President Ho Chi Minh. The conference proceedings, nearly 300 pages thick with nearly 40 papers, affirmed the historical significance and arbitrary stature of the great victory of spring 1975. From there, Saunders clarified the courses, lessons, and factors that contributed to the victory of the resistance war against the U.S. to save the country. In the process of leading the Vietnamese Revolution up to now, the goal of national liberation has been closely linked to socialism, and that affirms that we have made the right choice. My assessment is that the organizing committee is very thoughtful and precise. The articles in the proceedings are of high quality, meeting the requirements of the conference. Through the conference, we aim to clarify the achievements in various fields after 50 years of liberating the South and unifying the country, especially the outstanding achievements in the course of innovation and international integration of the whole country in general and Dong Nai Province in particular. Yesterday, the 27th session, the thematic session of the 10th term Dong Nai Provincial People's Council, opened at the Dong Nai Provincial Government Headquarters. The meeting reviewed and voted to approve many very important contents, in particular, the resolution on giving opinions on the project on rearranging and reorganizing commune-level administrative units in Dong Nai Province, and the resolution on giving opinions on the project on rearranging and reorganizing provincial-level administrative units. Accordingly, after the arrangement, Dong Nai Province will have 55 commune-level administrative units. The delegates agreed to merge Bình Phước into Dong Nai Province to form a new province called Dong Nai, with the administrative and political center located in Bien Hoa City. In the coming term, people have high expectations and it will become an era of development. At a meeting this morning, the delegates also voted to approve many contents that have a great impact on the development of the province. To successfully implement the resolution passed by the Provincial People's Council, Chairman of the Dong Nai Provincial People's Council Thái Bảo requested the Provincial People's Committee to promptly direct and compile all relevant records and documents to submit to the Ministry of Home Affairs for appraisal. focusing on directing, reviewing, and proactively handling issues related to the handover when the operation of the district-level local government ends from July 1st, 2025. Chairman of the Dong Nai Provincial People's Council Tai Bao also requested all levels and sectors to continue to organize and implement the central government's directives resolutely and effectively. Also, the 27th session of the 10th-term Dong Nai Provincial People's Council held yesterday. The Provincial People's Council carried out the procedures for dismissal and election of members of the Provincial People's Committee for the 10th term 2021-2026. Accordingly, the Provincial People's Council elected Mr. Nguyen Tuấn Anh, Director of the Department of Agriculture and Environment, as a member of the Provincial People's Committee for the 10th term 2021-2026. Previously, Mr. Nguyen Tuấn Anh was transferred and appointed by the Provincial People's Committee as Director of the Department of Agriculture and Environment from March 1st, 2025. The Provincial People's Council also carried out procedures to dismiss 7 other personnel from the position of members of the Provincial People's Committee for the 2021-2026 term before the merger due to being assigned to other jobs or resolving policies according to regulations. Vice Chairwoman of Dong Nai Provincial People's Committee Nguyễn Thị Hoàng has just signed and issued official dispatch number 4674 on reporting the results of implementing the roadmap to gradually reduce state budget resources for waste treatment activities. Accordingly, the Provincial Party Committee has received a report on the results of implementing the roadmap to gradually reduce the state budget for waste treatment activities from the Department of Agriculture and Environment. Due to the urgent term, the provincial leaders requested the Department of Agriculture and Environment to report before May 24, 2025. In addition, the Department of Agriculture and Environment advised the Provincial People's Committee to draft a plan to summarize 5 years of implementing Directive Number 54, dated March 24, 2020, of the Provincial Party Standing Committee to report to the Provincial Party Committee and submit to the Provincial Party Standing Committee before May 15, 2025. According to the Ministry of Finance, there are still many difficulties affecting the progress of public investment disbursement, concentrated in 5 groups: difficulties and obstacles related to policy mechanisms, related to capital allocation, implementation organization, difficulties in local purchase revenue sources, and difficulties related to the National Target Program. The estimated disbursement of public investment capital from the beginning of the year to April 30, 2025 is more than 128,510 billion Vietnam dong, reaching 14.32% of the plan, reaching 15.56% of the plan sought by the Prime Minister, of which the National Target Program is more than 4,700 billion Vietnam dong, reaching 21.43% of the plan sought by the Prime Minister. In the first 4 months of 2025, 10 over 47 ministries, central agencies, and 35 over 63 localities have an estimated disbursement rate compared to the plan sought by the Prime Minister above the national average.